Hi everybody, today in math we worked on using exponents and we learned how to write exponents in a couple different ways. We used exponential notation, and when we use exponential notation we used a base and an exponent. We wrote them in expanded form, which is the repeated multiplication, and we also wrote it in standard form, which is when you actually solve for the exponent to get an actual answer to find out what it's worth. So this example shows let m be the non-zero whole number, and for any number a, the variable a, the expression a to the power of m is the product of m factors of a. So it sounds very confusing. So let's go ahead and give those values. Let's let a equal 2, and let's let m equal 5. So when I rewrite a to the power of m, it looks like has a value of 2, and m we gave the value of 5. So it's actually 2 to the power of 5 or 2 to the 5th power. This is exponential form, exponential notation. I can use expanded form by showing what this looks like when it's repeated multiplication. So it'd be 2 multiplied by itself 5 separate times. I can use a time sign or the raise a dot like they used here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And standard form is when you go ahead and you solve it or you evaluate the expression. So you go ahead and you have to do each set of multiplication. So when I first do 2 times 2, I get 4. Now I have to multiply that by this 2. Now I have 8. Multiply it by 2 again to get 16, and finally multiply it by a 2 again, and we are at 32 to solve this in standard form. So the base, again, is your big number that's used as a factor. The exponent is your superscript, your power, which tells you how many times that base is used as a factor. So we're going to use this information to help us with these next few examples. What is the difference between 6z and z to the power of 6? Well, 6z is actually equal to 6 multiplied or times by the variable z. So I can show that as z plus z plus z repeated addition, and we're adding z 6 separate times. So repeated addition can be, the shortcut for that would be using multiplication. 6 times the value of z. Now we have z to the power of 6. Z to the power of 6 is an exponential form. Exponential form is a shortcut for multiplication. So the multiplication actually means that we're multiplying the value of z by itself 6 separate times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's used as a factor 6 separate times. Number 2. Write 10 to the power of 3 or 10 cubed as a multiplication expression having repeated factors. So remember, the base is a number that's being multiplied over and over again. The base is your big number, and that's 10. And your exponent, or the power, tells you how many times that number is going to be used as a factor. And our power is 3. So I'm going to use my 10 as a factor 3 separate times. And that just shows the expression showing with the repeated factors. 10 to the power of 3 is the same as 10 times 10 times 10. It doesn't say you have to evaluate it, but you could go ahead and solve it. 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 again will equal to be 1,000. And the final example, we have write 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 using an exponent. So again, an exponent has a base and power, or a base and an exponent. Powers and exponents are the same thing. So the base is a factor that's being used repetitively. There's our 8. And how many times was that 8 used as a factor? It was used 1, 2, 3, 4 separate times. That is our exponent that we write as a superscript. So it's like a superhero that hangs out like the cape, kind of flows behind and above the number. So we would read that as 8 to the power of 4 or 8 to the 4th power. You could also solve that if you would like, I would want to use a calculator. So good luck to you in your practice. I hope this will help make a difference today.